Philippines, a couple hours from Manila, a couple hours from Baguio City. So I decided to do a little weird one today. I understand why some foreigners don't want to stay here in the Philippines. It's pretty easy to understand. You guys don't understand the Philippines. That's the whole thing. You come here with aspirations of life-changing, I don't know what it is. You find girlfriends that are in their 20s, you're in your 60s and 70s. Wrong. You think you've got a couple $1,000 a month, so you act like you're rich. You're not. Wrong. You were losers in the U.S., a lot of you, before you came here. Oh, by the way, no shirt today. Just because it's too muggy and I didn't feel like putting one on, so deal with my tats. And, go away. Anyway, and, just the general, every American, I don't want to say every, mostly, all of you foreign people, Americans, Canadians, wherever you're fucking from. First thing you do when you get here is go move in with all the Americans or the foreigners. Hey, that's enough. Shut up. My dog still looks like shit. Here, look. Yeah, well, at least we figured out what it is. Finally, after hours and hours of research, I figured out what's wrong with my dog. So we're seeing if we can fix it now. We got a pill for him to take today. It's coming in the mail. Anyway, if you don't like the country that you live in for whatever reason, usually it's because you don't have any friends, because people in the States, Europe, and Canada, they're not friendly. They run their fucking lives. You get up in the morning, you go to work, you come home, you say fuck the world, you watch TV. And so, you get bored with life. How many people in the U.S., you live in a neighborhood full of people, how many neighbors do you know? You probably know the guy directly across from you. I don't know why that is, because you see him a lot when you go to work. The two guys on either side, you don't know them. One out of maybe 100 people know those people. Same in Canada, I'm sure. I really don't know any Canadian people anymore, but I'm sure it's the same. So when you come here, it's not like that. Here, if you live in a Philippine community, you know your neighbors, all of them. They're helpful, they're nice. You move into a community full of fucking foreigners, you're in the same boat. Why would you stay there? Why would you end up liking the Philippines? Oh, I like the Philippines. I have so many friends. No, you don't. Those people you're meeting in those bars and those clubs and those little weird places on the beach, they're not your friends. Not at all. They're just like where you came from. They're friendly here, and they talk back to you, talk about you back here to everybody that, look at that guy's clothes. He's such a clown. Oh, look, he talks about how much money he's got. Oh, look, look, check him out. He's got a 20-year-old girlfriend. That ain't going to last. Why would you do that to yourself? Honestly, I've never been to one of the American or foreign communities like Dumaguete. Never been there. Never will. I have no interest. I don't want to be around people from the country that I just left. I know two Americans. Well, yeah, two Americans. I haven't seen either one of them in a year. And they live within a mile of me, both of them. I don't have any interest in being around American people. They have the same fucking attitude here that they had there. I don't want to be around them. Most Americans that come here have no jobs. They're living on their Social Security or their disability insurance. Or actually, I don't have a job. I sell ecstasy behind the nightclub. And that's good stuff. I don't know, guys. If that's you, that's funny. Yeah, it's the U.S., man. Why would you move here to go right back to where you left? That makes absolutely no sense. Like I said, I probably have met in the over 8 years that I've been here. I probably have met, I'm going to say 10 Americans. 10, maybe 10. I don't know. I don't go looking for them, and if I see an American and then he looks lost in the mall, I'll go introduce myself. Or like at SNR, I met a couple guys in SNR a couple times. They're there's a typical example. I've been to SNR, which is Costco, maybe 5 times in 8 years. And 3 of those times have been in the last few months. My wife likes to go there sometimes. So, why would, in all seriousness, why would I want to go to things that are in the U.S.? I can buy everything I need right here. I'm a big guy. I'm 6 feet, 250, over 6 feet tall. I'm a big man. I buy clothes here. All my clothes are brand new that I bought either in the mall or in some of the local stores. You don't have to worry about buying anything that's weird. You could buy whatever you want here. I'm laughing at what you're writing. But here, and there's no drugs here. No dope, no weed, no crank. And there is in the city, but it's so illegal that, you could get a life sentence for a gram of pot. And definitely a gram of anything else, you definitely go to jail for forever. I don't know if it's still a death sentence to have meth. It probably still is. So there is no shit like that hanging out in your streets or cities. So consequently, we don't have the crime. We don't have the bullshit that goes on with that stuff. My truck and my car and my motorcycle, I don't lock them up. You park them in the parking lot with your phone on the dashboard. Nobody's going to touch it. And that would be a ridiculous thought. Plus, we live in a city of maybe 200,000. I don't really know how big it is, to tell you the truth. But it's big. And even there, we know most of the tricycle drivers know me because I'm an American. So, I stand out. There's only maybe, I don't know, I've seen a few more, but I'm going to say there's 15 Americans that live in my cities, in the area where I live, if that many. I don't really know. I don't know because I don't pay attention to them. I run in, there's a couple of guys. One guy's like me, he's in his 70s. There's another guy that's in his mid-60s. And there's another guy that's in his late 60s. Those are the 3 that I know of here that I communicate with. And then there's a guy from Norway that I talk to. I haven't seen John in a long time. I don't know what happened to John. I've seen his car at the beer joint a couple times. Actually, should go see him, I guess. Other than that, really and truly, there's no interest in my brain of seeing the foreigners. I don't want to. And thing is I see, like I knew this one guy, lived not far from me. I'm not going to mention his name. And he came here and he was an alkie in the U.S. and he came here thinking, I'll change. The only thing he changed was his liquor of choice. And he came over to my house a few times and he was hungover and fucked up and had the shakes. And oh my God, I saw him once at the immigration office. He was just coming down off of a fucking bender. I don't know how long it was, but long enough that it scared me. And I don't know if he got deported or what country am I living in? Oh, I'm in the Philippines. I don't know if God, it's fucking weird. Oh, I swear to God. Thanks for handling that. It's get rid of that one I'm looking at. Irrelevant secrets. Get rid of that. Anyway, clowns. You get these clowns that write text on your streams. I don't know who they are. They ought to just literally, you should be banned from YouTube as far as I'm concerned. I don't find humor in your bullshit. I'm 70 years old. I've heard all of it, seen all of it. I don't care about any of it. Anyway, guys, it's all the Americans that I run into, how much USD do you to live comfortable in the Philippines? Well, it depends on you. I know a guy that lives on maybe $1,500 a month. You can live okay. You're not going to have, the lifestyle living in BGC in Manila, where you got a expensive house. I'm in an expensive condo, but you could. I mean, you can rent a house where I'm at. If you were to rent your house, you could rent a house for say $200. That's a lot, actually. I have a friend that has one. He's got a 3-bedroom, 2-story house. He rents for 200. And then the rest is what you do with it. I don't do the bar girls and that stuff. I never have since I've been here. So I can't tell you how much they cost or anything. I don't know. I don't care. I met my wife before I moved here. I came back. I got married. I've been with the same woman ever since. I don't need anything else. But I would say you could probably live here. I would say comfortable on $2,000 a month, and then up from there, you just do better. Under $2,000 a month, you could live here, but nothing's expensive. So just living here, the rent and the food, all your money is going to get spent on what you do. The things that you do. Like you're going to want to buy a scooter or a car. I would say a scooter to start with. Scooters are about $250 down for new, and $100 a month. So you get yourself a scooter. Obviously, cars are more. My car payment's $300 a month. That's insurance, car payment, and registration. And I think I'm going to say we put $500 down, but I think it was less. 400 down, I think. Wasn't very much. We just bought a new bike. I put $150 down, and I'm paying it's $130 a month is my payment, because I don't like buying stuff and paying for it cash. I'm looking for a simple life myself. Found a video of a guy in Cambodia living on 700. Yeah, and I've been to Cambodia, and you know what the problem is? They don't speak English. So everywhere you go is a struggle. Everywhere. They speak kind of English, same as Thailand, same as Vietnam, same as Taiwan. They don't speak English. Here, their first language here is English. They're taught English in school. Every class is taught in English. College, it's all English. They don't teach in Tagalog. They don't teach in Ilocano. They don't teach in Filipino. They teach in English. So when you come here, that's a big plus in itself. And everybody, I don't care who they are, if they are alive and they're in the Philippines, they speak English. You speak slow to some of the older people because they're old. They don't comprehend as well. They don't hear as well. But if you speak slow to them, they'll understand what you're saying to them and answer you in English. The kids, they all speak English. Even the ones that pretend they don't, they look at you like, what? No, sorry, you're not fucking fooling me. I know you learned English in school. That's how you deal with classes. They do their homework in English. They don't do it in Tagalog. So, no, they all speak. And you could live here, I would say 700 isn't enough. I'd say the minimum would probably be 15. But, it's not that bad living on $1,500 a month. You could do it. I don't. I run a business in the U.S. that's all in America, in the United States. So we do pretty well. I'm not rich by any means, but I had enough. I built a big house, and it's got all the toys. Toys meaning tennis court, miniature golf course, 2 jacuzzis, sauna, fishing pond, private bar, theater on the top, and 2-bedroom apartment. And I know there's more shit here, but who knows? I spend over $100 a week just on dog food for my dogs, and another $30 a week on live animals for my snakes. So, and those are necessities. Did you make yourself bleed again, Dip? My dog's got bugs. I'm trying to get rid of them. He gets a pill today to get rid of them. He's a little sweetie. He's my 4-month-old dachshund puppy. His name is Walter. Here, I'll show you Walter again. That's Wally. Wow. But you can see his bumps. So, just so you know, it's not contagious. None of my other dogs got it, and they all play with him. It's a bug, a mite, that all dogs have. And since he was born and lived on a wood pile for his first 2 months of life, he his immune system didn't get good. So when their immune systems aren't good, the mites take over. We have fought it for literally 2 months. Antibiotics and creams and lotions and dips and washes and baths and nothing. So finally I did a whole bunch of research using one of the AI. Actually, I've been using Google, which is helpful because it shows you pictures. The Google AI program, and Gemini, it's called. And what's nice is it remembers your conversation, so you can have it go back in your history and know everything that you've talked about to start over. So anyway, Gemini, I told her, show me some pictures of dog problems on puppies. And lo and behold, we found a picture of my dachshund. It wasn't my dachshund, but it was a dachshund with the exact same problem. And so from there on, we figured it out. You sound like me. Buy my dogs everything and less for me. I wouldn't give up my puppies for any amount of money. Never. How long have I lived here? I've been here over 8 years. Let's see, it says, didn't know that about the English. How long have I lived here? Yeah, just actually over 8 years. No, it's not a food allergy. It's mites. All dogs have mites when they're born. It's in their skin. It's part of their life. But their immune system makes it so they don't have a mite problem. But since this one wasn't taken care of, and he lived on a wood pile for 2 months of his life, and his whole family was sick like this, he ended up getting bad. So anyway, it's going away. We're getting better. Finally, we're giving him in the morning, my wife, sometimes every other day, she gives him a bath, which that's what she's supposed to. We have a shampoo for him. And then she dips him in boiled guava leaf water extract, cold of course. And that's got an antiseptic and an antibacterial and an antifungal thing going on with it. And then from there, in the evenings, he gets an aloe vera coating from head to toe, because that makes it so he cools down and relaxes, so he can sleep. And today he's going to get a pill, NexGard, because we got a NexGard pill that gets rid of the mite problem. It takes 2 months, but we'll start seeing something going on in the next couple of weeks, we hope. The problem with the guava leaf is it makes him lose all his hair, which we went through it when we first got him. He lost all his hair. We stopped too soon. It came back with a vengeance. Now he's got it everywhere. Even has it on his tail and his nuts. It's terrible. Anyway, my dogs mean everything to me. They're the upstairs of the castle we call it the hospital, because if one of them gets in a dog fight and gets hurt or hurts himself or just needs a little alone time, he goes on the 4th floor. And I stay up there at night because of my business. So he's with me, and I baby him, and I give him medicine if they need it or whatever. Well, Walter's been up there every day since we've had him for the last it's going on 2.5 months we've had him. I think he doesn't like me anymore because he can't get rid of this bug problem, but he loves us. He's happy. In my lap right now, where he stays. If I sit down, he's got to be with me. Anyway, back to this thing about the Americans and you guys, if you come here, if you find a good American person, and there are a few here, don't get me wrong, and not even American, just somebody who's a foreigner that can kind of school you reality here. There's a lot of things you don't know. There's guys here that have been here 2 years, 30 months. They think they fucking know everything. I laugh. You got to be here 8 or 9 years before you know really what's going on. I hear guys all the time, been here 2 years, I'm going back, I can't make it. Been here 2 years, my girlfriend ripped me off. Oh, you know what? You're 70 years old, you dumb son of a bitch. Your girlfriend that you found is 23 years old. She don't give a fuck about them saggy ass nuts of yours. What she wants is the money. Let's get realistic. That's what it is. Yeah, it sounds like me. Buy my dogs everything, less for me. Yeah, like I said, my wife cooks some soup in the morning that's got fresh meat, beef or pork. We don't give them chicken. Vegetables. She makes like a soup. We could actually eat the food we give the dogs. I think we have a couple of times just to do it. I personally am in the U.S. 10 years out of deciding between. Oh, Mexico's no good. I lived in Mexico. Okay, a little background. I sailed around the world 2 times on a sailboat, over 20 years. I've been in a lot of places. 2 places that I could live and be happy. One is the Marshall Islands. I don't know what the immigration is like there, and I don't know anything about but I lived there for about 6 months. I love it. It's a nice place. Everybody speaks English. The Marshallese are easy to deal with. They like Americans. They don't fuck with you at all. That's cool. I like that. It's a little, the island we're on was Majuro, which is like one of the big islands, or the big island. And so to do anything, there's no bars or nightlife or none of that shit there. So if you're into that, you'll be bored. But you can take a boat ride and go across the ocean to another island, to another island, to another island, and that made it kind of cool. But there's a lot of diving, which I like. And so hello from Russia. Wow, no kidding. Russia, that's a hell of a boat ride. That's cool. Nice to see you, man. Hope everything's going good. So that's one place. The only other place, Mexico, I would never live in. I lived in Mexico on and off for a couple years. I don't like it. The politics are rough. When I was there, the 2 political parties, PRI and I don't know the other one, I don't remember. We had to lock ourselves in a hotel room for 4 days while they had some fucking thing going on there. I'm not into a lot of violence, all of the gangs and stop me. You drive down the road, and in some places they do checkpoints to check your vehicles, and it's not like, they do checkpoints here to check your ID and check your registration, safety checks. They don't go through your shit. I put my guns in my truck. They look in and go, oh, nice guns. Off you go. Mexico, and the big problem with Mexico is they don't speak English. I don't care what anybody says. You go to Mexico, you'll run into some guys and people that have been in the U.S., but the people that are Mexican people do not speak fucking English. And it's expensive. It's not like here. Costa Rica is another one. I love Costa Rica. I love it. But fuck, it's expensive. And again, the politics for the moving there, you can stay there, I think, a year at a time. You got to leave. And you got to leave for a while. I think they have to leave the country every 3 or 4 months for 10 days, which is no big deal. You can go to Panama and back. No big deal. But it was just a hassle. I didn't like that either. Here, I came here, stayed. I brought 1 suitcase. I met my wife. Yeah, extortion point in Mexico, yeah. They really are. And bribes to every cop that pulls you over, they're expecting. You're a foreigner, they want money. Here, they won't even take it. The most bribe I ever gave, it wasn't really a bribe. We got up to a checkpoint. It was fucking hot as a dog. I happened to have a cooler full of beer in the back of my car, my truck. I gave all the guys at the place a beer to drink. They're all, yeah, thanks, man, it's so hot. That was it. There's no bribing going on there. You offer them money, they look at you like you're fucking doing something wrong. Not like that here. Go to Russia? Don't. It's scary. I don't know. I don't know what Russia's like. Maybe it is. Big small talk. I don't know what big small talk means, but I don't know. The Philippines is, in my estimate, my judge, and for me doing all my travels into 70 countries, I would say the Philippines is the place. If you're into, if you're 70 and you want a young girl just to pretend is arm candy, you got it. That's Moscow is third Rome. I don't know. Hey, okie. Hey guys. Hey, sub the channel if you haven't already for me, and give me that like button. This one. I don't know why. I am 39. House just paid off. Want to retire by 50 and enjoy life. It is my goal to live a simple life. You know what? So if you're in the U.S., where are you at? But if you're in the U.S., sell that piece of shit tomorrow. Move here. Leave your money in a U.S. bank. Tell them you're leaving the country for a while. The Wells Fargo is great. Move here. You can take your money out of the bank and ATM machine every day. They don't charge. Wells doesn't even charge you. You can also do bank-to-bank transfers. If you get it set up, it's $3 for up to $10,000 a month. Simple. I haven't done mine in a long time. Um, and you can live here really happy. If you have, realistically, a couple $1,000s a month, that's a lot of money. It is. I mean, if you live a normal lifestyle. Okay, for instance, you can buy. My wife goes to market maybe once to the grocery store, once every couple weeks, and spends a couple hundred bucks. That's enough. She goes to market every day and spends maybe $7 or $8 buying vegetables and stuff for the daily stuff. If we go out, we have a nice lunch somewhere or dinner. For me and my wife and my daughter, um, $15, $16 for a nice one. Go to the movies, under 10. I'd say $10 for three people, and only two of us ever go. Gas is expensive. We're about 6 a gallon, but my car gets 75 miles a gallon, so go figure that. And I got motorcycles I drive everywhere. Um, but the lifestyle here is, it's like Leave It to Beaverland. It's like the communities operate on a 1955, 1960 basis. Everybody's happy and friendly and comes on. They'll come over and bring you soup in the morning if you're sick. Place like it's like that in the not in Manila. No, not in Manila, but in the little cities. And if you're sick, they'll come help you out. If your wife wants company, she knows the neighborhood. The neighbors are all friendly to me and all hi. And I get my motorcycle fixed cheap like everybody else. If I need a problem on my bike, I had new valves put in one of my motorcycle. It cost for valves and everything, it was less than 25 bucks. Took the whole bike apart, put new valves in it. So, you could definitely live here comfortably and happy for 2,000. If you have 2,000 a month of usable income, and you won't use it all most of the time. I mean, my big house here, my electric bill is $300 a month. My own fault. We run air conditioners in the house, and we've got water pumps that are electric, and we've got a lot of shit that's electric, so it costs me money. Probably a dumb question, but to you, do I have air conditioning at home? Yeah, I do. Only in the bedrooms. I don't have any in this room because, here, I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to start on this wall here. Let me turn it around so I can. Okay, so there's the kitchen. You come through my kitchen, you're on I want to call it my deck, but you see there's no windows. There's a jacuzzi right there. And there's no walls or windows all the way around this room. You can see the merry-go-round in the middle. And then back into the living room and the dining room. So, for me, I don't need air conditioning in my house. At night it's nice to have it, but like today it's muggy, no shirt on. Which this is a rarity to me. I wear shirts every day. I didn't have a shirt on one day and somebody got on and said, "You need to wear a shirt, you're disgusting." Don't watch. That's how I feel. But yeah, you can have air conditioning, and they have really good air conditioners. They're way better than the US. They're dual inverter type, split system air cons. They do one room. Here, you don't have like central heating and air. You do one room at a time. So if you're in the bedroom, you turn the air on. If you're in the living room and you have air, you turn that room on. You don't leave on what you don't use. I do, because I'm retarded, I guess. And I like walking into a cold room. I don't like walking into a hot room. If I turned it off, my electric bill would probably drop probably $100 a month or more. I don't know. I really don't know. I never did it. Um, it's a different lifestyle here, but it's calm and you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, so Doom, you're from the U.S. Glad your channel showed up. Random gives me more drive to want to retire early and live a simple life. You can contact me on my email if you wanna. If you're listening, I'll tell you what it is. I don't like writing it down on the channel, but you can write it. You can write it down. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, and I'll tell you my email. You can contact me on my email, and I'll give you my phone number, and you can talk to me there. And I'll talk you through where to move here and how, if you really want a simple life, It's nice to know an American here that's easy. I can help you build a house, get a piece of property. I know a lot of ladies between 35 and 60 that are all looking for, I want to say a better life. I got a friend of mine, she's 35, never been married, no kids, owns her own business and works for a bank full time. Looking for an American. She doesn't want to marry a Filipino. So, and I have other friends, and so does my wife. So you can always get set up unless you're married already. Then, hey, okay, thumbs up. Okay, so my email address is the letter J, my last name, which is M like Michael, E like Edward, R like Robert, R like Robert, O like Oscar, W like Whiskey, and then the number 0 and the number 2 at gmail.com. Okay? So jmarrow02 at gmail.com. Just send me an email whenever you want, and we can converse, and I'll give you my phone number, and you can talk to me. Also, if you go to Craigslist in the United States, in Seattle, California, or Oregon, Portland, Seattle, or San Francisco Bay Area, I run my business I do ads on Craigslist. They're the yellow and blue ads in the marine section, and in the automotive section, the ads are the one for the car repair that says that we are the best. So it says you can let us put our mechanic in your driveway. That's my ads. So you can find me there for my phone numbers as well, guys. And if you live in one of those places, call me up and get me to do some work for you. I have the best mechanics. We have 9 mechanics right now that are the best. It's like a commercial for my business. My dogs are going off. My dog's coming up. He thinks he is the toughest little turd. That is the toughest dog. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump off. It's going to get noisy. All my dogs are going to start barking now. But I am going to jump. I'll do another live later on this afternoon. Please remember to sub the channel. I was monetized for a couple years. I fucked it up by not doing something right. I don't care if I get monetized. I'm not into the money. Don't care. You can buy me a coffee if you want. Anybody buys me a coffee goes, good, reach out when you're ready. I'm here. Anybody buys me a coffee, it only goes to buying dog toys. I don't need the money for me. But I get stuff for my dogs, medicine or whatever. And nobody's ever bought me a coffee, so I don't even know if it works. All right. Have a good one. Thumb me up. Like, subscribe. Send, share. I guess you're supposed to share too. And I'm out of here. I'll talk to you in a couple hours. See ya.